All right, sorry for the technical difficulties here, but we are set up just in the nick of time as we get ready to start our game tonight, 12UA, the Mounds View Irondale Mavericks going against Roseville Mahtomedhi. Face-off is coming up in just a minute. Here we go, face-off forthcoming. Kenna Boostrom on the dot, flanked by Hendrickson and Prussing, St. Denis and Torkelson at D. Puck is down, carried in up the left boards, gathered by Lucy. She tries to clear, chipped out by Piper. Mahtomedhi throws it back towards the blue line. They battle there. Torkelson looking to get it out, had it poked down deep, but it's picked up by St. Denis. She carries it behind the net, reverses it back to her D partner, Torkelson, who throws it up the wall. Battling there along the wall is Gray. Boostrom tried to get it out but couldn't, held by Mahtomedhi and taken back down. Off the side of the net and behind, gathered. They battle along the wall. St. Denis flips it. It bounces off the wall, and that will not go far enough for icing. They wave it off. Roseville retrieves. Long stretch pass, banked off the wall nicely, but just out of the reach. And intercepted by Freihammer on the back check. She looked to get it up towards the line. Brewski challenges there, but is thrown back deep by Roseville. Picked up there, swung back by Drian. Roseville gathers. Centering pass is deflected. Picked up there by Drian and flipped out towards the blue line, but not out. As they battle down low, looking for an exit off of the skate of Freihammer. And it goes to the far wall. Eleanor knocked back deep by Roseville. They pick it up, carry it in. Low shot, went through the mouth, but not on net. Down low, Drian battles. She throws it back up the boards. Comes up towards the dot. Taken away and carried out by Prussing. She looks to gain the line and throw it deep, and does, while Mounds View changes 5 tired skaters off. Roseville collects it. Passed up towards the blue line. Collected by Couture. She goes through the neutral zone. Thrown back in by Roseville. Picked up there. Torkelson carries it. Flips it in. Retrieved by Roseville. They take it behind their net. Looking to get it out. Thrown up towards the blue line, but it's pinched off. Kept in and thrown on net by Violet. Rebound came loose. Second save. Puck is still loose. In front of the net. Cleared. And Krebsbach battles her in the corner. Flipped off the backhand towards the net. Stick check there. Torkelson in the corner, collected by Krebsbach. She throws it up towards the dot, where it's collected by Roseville. Attempted backhand pass is missed, and now carried out. St. Denis gained the line and threw it deep, and Mounds View changes. Oh, she didn't gain the line, and we have an icing call. It'll come back down. 8:25 to play in the first period. 0-0 remains the score. Face-off from the left zone draw. Collected by Roseville. They bring it towards the wall. Thrown towards the net. Stick behind by Eleanor. Retrieved by Roseville. Passed up to the point. Shot wide from the low slot. Ringed around the boards. And Hannah Freihammer is in on a loose puck, hoping to win the race. She throws it off her backhand behind the net, allowing her team to change. Hendrickson in on the forecheck. Roseville skater went around her and comes with speed up the left side. Throws it towards the net where it deflects off of Dreon, picked up behind the net, thrown up towards the dots. Good check there by Hendrickson. She gets it out of the zone as Roseville throws it back the other way. Picked up by Prussing, skating through a stick check, brings it behind the net and around with some speed. She looks to carry it out. Stick check there by Mahtomedhi, picked up by Kenna. She comes through the neutral zone, goes to the outside, has gained the dots, throws it on net, blocker down, rebound, shoveled towards the net, covered. A couple of shots on goal there. 7:07 to play in the first period. Face-off coming as Couture scrambles on. Boostrom has the face-off won by Roseville into the corner, thrown behind the net. Couture in on the forecheck, thrown up to the half wall, up towards the blue line where it's picked up and backhand pass, but Couture hadn't cleared the zone quite yet, and we get an offsides whistle. Neutral zone face-off on the far dot. Controlled by Moundsview, thrown into the zone, but retrieved by Roseville. They pass it up towards center. It's picked up there and carried in, and then thrown deep. Freihammer in looking to retrieve, throws it off her backhand pass up towards the low slot. Good stick check from Lucy St. Denis to keep that from being a dangerous opportunity. Moundsview gains the line and throws it deep, retrieved by Roseville. Thrown up towards the blue line. It does get out, and St. Denis threw it in off her backhand with Violet offsides, and we'll come back for another face-off. Neutral zone face-off. Flipped into the air by Hendrickson. Gray in pressuring, but Roseville is able to clear. Pass towards center, where it's knocked past the defender, but Dreon is able to throw it off her backhand. Then Stella is in pursuing. Roseville throws it up and carried back in offsides by Kenna. Neutral zone face-off, 6:02 to play in the first, 0-0 remains the score. Face-off, controlled by Moundsview, challenge there at center. Coming through the neutral zone. Deflected, and it goes to the wing. She looks to throw it in off of Boostrom's leg and then hammered into the zone. Rink wide pass will bounce off the wall and come towards the Roseville blue line. They throw it in as Moundsview went for a change, but they were behind the line and it goes far enough for an icing. 5:27 here left in the first period. Face-off from the right neutral zone, or right offensive zone, excuse me. Controlled by Roseville. They look to carry it out and do. Coming up the left side. Checked off the puck. And thrown back around. Up towards the wall. Hammered back down. And it rings around into the corner. Roseville gains possession, throws it down low. Stick lifted. And a nice defensive play there. Thrown back towards the center, but too far. It comes to the wall. They battle along the half wall. And Freihammer flipped it off her backhand towards Torkelson. Picked up by Roseville behind the net. Wraparound attempt tried. Kira's on her post. They try the other side. Checked by Brewski. It comes to the end wall. Into the skates. Roseville throws it out the other side. Gathered by Torkelson. She throws it up towards the wall, pressing. Hammers it out off of a stick, and it's on edge and rolling. Brewski in on the forecheck. Roseville throws it to the wide side. Brewski threw it back in, and she goes for a change. Boostrom battling in the corner, up to the point. Eleanor gathers it, throws it on from distance. Good save by the goalie to the corner. Picked up there, pass intercepted, but then regained. And Violet had it knocked down towards Kira. She stopped it and then left it for her D to play. Had a little trouble there. Roseville ends up with possession in the offensive zone. Good block by Mabel, causing herself to get an opportunity. Good back check pressure from Roseville. Couture content to throw it off her backhand on net and get a whistle, which will allow Mounds View to get fresh skaters on with an offensive zone faceoff coming. 3:24 to play. That was a great play at the blue line, taking that block and springing herself for an offensive opportunity. Couldn't quite gather it as quickly as she would have liked, but that's still a great play. Puck comes up towards the blue line, thrown wide. Freihammer in on the retrieval, looking to center. Roseville was there, regained by Freihammer. She bodies off the puck, picked up by Hendrickson, thrown on net, steered to the corner by the goalie, thrown up towards the point, forked back in, off the backhand by Krebsbach. Roseville is able to get out. They are offsides, and the ref has it. So we'll get a neutral zone faceoff at the Mounds View defensive blue line. 2:54 to play in the first period. 0-0 remains the score. Face-off, controlled by Roseville, carried into the zone. Shot on net and gloved cleanly and held by Kira. 2:47 to play now. We'll have a defensive zone draw coming. Face off. One stick to side by Kira. Pass back up towards the point. Puck comes up towards the blue line, held by Roseville D. Just missed on an opportunity to break out. Puck is thrown back deep. Torkelson retrieves it, rings it around the board. Picked up by Roseville, thrown towards the center. Deflected by sticks in the way. Backhand or backdoor attempt there was played well defensively. Down low opportunity here. Kira with Kira got a good chunk of that from point blank. But it leaked through. Puck was picked up down low. Point blank shot. Almost a great save. 1-0 Mahtomedhi. Eleanor gains the puck, throws it up towards center. Couture threw it down deep. Gathered there. Roseville throws it up towards the exit, but it bounced off the wall and held. Now they battle two aside along the half wall. Freihammer off the backhand, intercepted by Roseville. They carry out, throw it up off the wall. Eleanor threw it towards Violet, who will get down there. Attempted a shot, but had it blocked. Roseville gathers, looking to exit, but Freihammer gummed up the works. Retrieved there by Violet. Good pass as she was falling. Couture threw it towards the net, sticks. Freihammer battling. The puck is knocked back down deep. Drion gathers it, throws it Tipped into the corner by Couture. Picked up by Roseville. Krebsbach gathers it, gains the red line, throws it down deep as Mounds View is changing 3 skaters. Kenna in on the forecheck, did a good job to get in there and block that clearing attempt. Up towards the point, gathered by Torkelson. She flings it towards the net. Oh, Boostrom had it down low, lifted it and just missed. It's thrown back up towards the point, picked up there, carried down deep, centered, but nobody home as Roseville was going for a change. Now they gain possession and take it down to the end boards. Picked up. Kenna carries it up the right side, bounces it off the wall to clear the zone, and it goes down. And it will go far enough for an icing. We'll come back down with 17.4 left to play in the first period. Roseville leading 1-0. Face-off, won by Roseville, carried to the wall, looking to work behind, intercepted there by Freihammer, off her backhand, picked up there, carried out by Lucy, thrown down deep, and that will end the period. 1-0 is the score after 1. All right, welcome back. The goalies are in place, the skaters are in place, the refs are in place, and the puck is down. Roseville gains possession, throws it up the right side, thrown back the other way by Eleanor. Mounds View in on the forecheck. Puck challenged there by Freihammer. Thrown in as Mounds View looks to go retrieve. Brewski in on the forecheck. Eleanor threw it deep into the corner. Brewski goes to battle there. Pinched off by Crossing. Thrown towards the blue line, but held in by Dreon. She rings it down deep, where it's gathered by Roseville. They look to skate it out. Go around a couple of aggressive forechecks there. Miss on the connecting pass. Thrown towards the net. Misplayed on the paddle down. Rebound given up and thrown over the shoulder. And Kira's upset about that one. 2-0. Face off. 1, by Mounds View, thrown towards the Roseville end. Boostrom battling here. Couture picks it up. Picked up by Roseville. Thrown deep. And offsides. Face off. Controlled by Mounds View, thrown towards the wall. St. Denis threw it off the backhand. Thrown up towards the blue line. Freihammer going to get it. Retrieved. Hendrickson picks it up. Backhanded towards the blue line. Cleared by Roseville. Thrown rink wide off the backhand by Eleanor. Picked up there. Dreon threw it back in. Freihammer. Choked off in the neutral zone. They're battling along the wall. Puck comes free. Picked up. Eleanor had it go between her skates. Down low. Point blank save by Kira. Puck shot over the net. Kira's got her stick back now. Good heads up play there. Getting it back to her by Freihammer. Puck is cleared out of the zone. And a couple of skaters go for a change. Brewski in on the forecheck. Throws it down deep. Brussing on the wall. Boostrom grabs it, reverses. They battle on the end boards. Puck is still in there. Thrown to the corner. Brewski pinches her off. Picked up by Freihammer, who carries it. She fires it towards the net. Rebound. Shot off the side of the net. Wraparound attempt. Deflected. Towards the blue line. Krebsbach goes rink wide. Thrown back deep by Dreon. They go for a retrieval. Boostrom has it poked away, taken out by Roseville. They go rink wide, but offsides. 8:18 to play in the second. 2-0 the score. Face-off, controlled by Mounds View. Torkelson threw it towards center. Couture lost it here. They battle to a side. Picked up by Torkelson at the blue line. She retrieves it and throws it rink wide. Bounces off the wall. Fired back by Roseville. Back the other direction. Tipped by Mahtomedhi. Thrown back up towards center. Good stretch pass there. And an offside play. 7:43 to play. Face-off. One back by Boostrom. Dreon chipped it up towards the red line, then went rink wide with it. It goes past a Roseville player, off the wall, deflected back the other way. Eleanor threw it up off the wall. Gray battling there, picked up there by Kenna, had it poke checked away, but it's picked up by Hendrickson, who throws it into the zone and then back out. And Mounds View couldn't quite get clear. Hendrickson tried, but couldn't quite get back out as the puck went back in. center face-off. Won by Roseville, back to the D, pounded off the wall. Thrown towards the blue line, now they have to clear as it came out. Carried up the right side, offsides was Roseville once again. Face-off, one back. Picked up there. Torkelson threw it up towards the blue line, chipped out. Brewski puts her head down, skating towards the puck. Coming back the other way is Roseville. They gain the line and roll it deep along the boards. Retrieved there. Krebsbach threw it up to Torkelson. She tries to chip it along the wall. Roseville's there. Back up towards the point. Thrown wide of the net, hard shot, and then shot on the side of the cage and covered. 6:26 to play in the first, or in the second, excuse me. Right offensive zone draw coming. Won by Roseville, bounced off the wall. Krebsbach up off the boards, turned over, overskated there by Roseville, thrown on net, and covered by Kira. Face-off. Won back by Boostrom. Picked up there and brought back by Krebsbach. Torkelson challenged at the wall. Now they battle two aside in the corner. Torkelson comes out with it, carries it out with possession towards the blue line, up and out, and thrown deeper. Back out by Roseville. Poked off her stick. Torkelson bangs it off the wall. Roseville brings it back the other way. Pokes it into the zone where it's retrieved by Krebsbach. She goes rink wide, almost intercepted, but fortunately bounced past. Violet carrying up, throws it from the blue line and down deep. Couture in on the forecheck, and Roseville looks to exit and throws it wide. St. Denis threw it back towards center, intercepted by Roseville, and now retrieved by Freihammer. She takes it around, 5 minutes left to play. She passes it up to Stella, who lost possession, and we have an offsides here on Roseville. 4:59 to play in the second period. Face-off, won by Mounds View, picked up by Freihammer, retrieved by Roseville in their zone, but pinched off by Gray along the wall, and she banks it off of a Roseville player into the corner. Freihammer threw it off the backhand. Good idea, but nobody home. As Roseville comes on the counterattack, offsides once again. Puck goes down off the end wall. Rung around the boards. Boostrom grabs it. Brings it up high. Retrieved by Roseville. Rink-wide pass off the wall. Carried in. Centering pass. Picked up there. Saved by Kira. Into the corner. Brewski. Thrown towards the blue line, but not out. Brewski again. Now thrown down low. Gathered by Roseville. Thrown wide. Knocked around. And thrown back towards center. And back to the wall. Roseville one skater against three, and Mounds View does come out with it. Kenna threw it up. It's thrown from distance and kicked to the corner by Kira, where it's picked up and thrown back towards center. Brusning sticked it away, up towards the point. Knocked up towards the blue line, but not out. Off the end wall. Picked up there, centered. Now picked up by Kenna. Dances around a player. She's on a breakaway here. She can get going. She's got the odd man, passes it. Brewski hammered it into the goalie. Into the corner. And thrown back in offsides. 2:55 left to play. In the second period. Neutral zone face-off. Knocked towards the line here. Couture grabs it. And throws it rink wide where it's picked up by Violet. She chips it towards the net. It comes off the end wall and then knocked up towards the blue line. Pitch back down. St. Denis. Now it comes back up towards the blue line. Couture. Up to Torkelson. She threw it wide. Hannah tried to deflect that. Thrown up wide. St. Denis threw it back deep. It comes up to the slot. Couture grabbed it but couldn't get a shot through. Torkelson knocked it down. And now it comes up. Shot high over the glove into the corner. And it's retrieved there. And up towards the wall. Thrown behind the net. Picked up there by Couture. Grabbed along the wall and thrown in by Kenna. 1.5 minutes left to play. Banked off the end boards. It rings around. Stella, good steal on the check there. Throws a shot on goal. Rebound. Nobody was there quite yet. Puck thrown up towards the blue line. Back down deep. Off a skater at the half wall. Another skater towards the blue line. Picked up there by Roseville. Pushed wide by the D. Thrown back the other way. Into the corner. Drian had it knocked away. Comes up towards the point. Thrown back deep. Chipped up in the air. Stella was able to clear the zone. And the puck comes down deep. Retrieved there. Taken behind the net. Up off the half wall. Intercepted there by Emma. She threw it into the corner. It's rung around up towards the point. Eleanor centers it. 10 seconds left to play in the second. It comes free towards center. Drian forces her wide off the side of the cage. And end of two. 2-0 remains the score. Third period coming up. Face-off, won back by Roseville. Passed up to the left wing, carried in, thrown wide, into the corner. Passed down behind the net, picked up there, and carried out by Kenna. She's got speed. Took it through the center, regains the puck, passes it down deep. Torkelson banged it off the wall down deep. Roseville retrieves there, passed up towards the half wall, pinched off. Torkelson banks it again. Brewski had it knocked off of her stick. Carried up by Roseville and thrown down wide behind the net where it's picked up. Up along the half wall. Picked up there, thrown towards the net, goes wide, towards the point. Good poke chuck by Mara to spring herself loose. She gains the line. Down to the end wall, Brewski down there, pressing in on the forecheck. Freihammer, outnumbered. The puck comes loose towards the blue line and out. Eleanor gathers it, throws it back in, retrieved by Roseville, pass back up to center. Freihammer picks it up and sweeps it in. Gained along the half wall, thrown towards the net, sticked aside by the defender. Pressing with a good check there. It comes up towards the blue line and out. Carried in, thrown from behind the net. And back out, towards the line but not out. Thrown back in by Roseville, retrieved by Eleanor. She fires it around. Couture banked it out as she gains the line, throws it in deep. Puck goes in, picked up there by Dreon, and down deep. Boostrom retrieves it there. They battle along the wall. It's just pinned. Knocked free. Somebody went down there. Looks like Violet. Picked up there. Kenna comes free. Threw it towards the net. Kicked to the corner by the goalie. Cleared. And it comes off of Piper's stick and picked up by Roseville. Carried wide and shot on net. And scooped by Kira. Face-off coming. With 8:50 remaining to play. Face-off, one back. Gathered by Krebsbach. She takes it behind the net. Had her pass knocked into the air. Regains it and goes the other way. Hendrickson gathers. Deflected off the wall. Gray retrieves it and carries it out. She flips it up towards Hendrickson, out of her reach. Turned back the other way by Roseville. Piper on the back check. Thrown back up towards the line by St. Denis, but not out. Thrown back deep. Lucy gathers it. Goes D to D. Torkelson banks it off the wall. Thrown back in by Roseville. And around. Poked there. And thrown towards the net. Kira sticked it. And it goes up to the point. St. Denis gathers it and skates through some sticks. Carries it out. Throws it in deep. Picked up by Freihammer. thrown back the other way. Roseville gains it, coming back in. Shot high. Into the corner. Picked up by Hannah. She carries it out, gains the line. Lost it off the backhand, and they go for a change. Eleanor picks it up, throws it towards center. Intercepted there by a Roseville player who anticipated the play. Backhand pass. Eleanor up to the point. Stick down. They battle at the face-off circle. Thrown up towards the line. Couture has it. She chips it free. And Roseville wins the race to the puck. Passes it rink wide. Kenna. Puck comes free out of the blue line. And thrown back deep by Roseville. 6.5 to play. Eleanor threw it towards the wall, but it was intercepted and thrown towards center, but now it comes back. Kenna with some speed, gets around a couple defenders, carries it in, and shoots and scores! 5-hole goal. Kenna Boostrom, coast to coast. And Mounds View has life. 6:09 to play. 2-1 is the score. Face-off coming. One back. And thrown up towards the wing. Stella picks it up, chips it deep. They battle here in the neutral zone. Puck comes free. And Krebsbach goes down as she challenged. Both players went down. They play on. Puck continues to be battled for at the blue line along the wall. Mounds View wins the battle, throws it back towards the Mahtomedhi line. They gain possession and go rink wide to an open player. Krebsbach had her pass deflected. Stella knocked it out of the zone. Now Mounds View changes out some skaters. And Hendrickson in on the forecheck, forces a pass. Boostrom read it, knocks it free. Dreon bounced it off the wall. Kenna still battling. Puck hit a player and bounced in the air. Now Roseville carries it in. Knocked off her stick by Eleanor. Backhand pass attempt just out of the reach of Mounds View. Pressing gathers it, passes it up. Brewski fighting for it, comes back to a Roseville player. They throw it down deep. Eleanor had it hit the ref and stay in. Now it goes towards the line and kept in by Roseville. Pushed wide. Shot from out wide. Gloved by Kira and held. 4:18 to play in the third period. Face-off, Freihammer wins it back, picked up there by Torkelson. She passes it up. Krebsbach had it knocked away, thrown towards the net, stick to the corner by Kira. Krebsbach gathers it there. They battle. Krebsbach picks it up, tries to go rink wide. It's intercepted, but bounces off of the stick and comes out of the zone. Now Roseville passes it rink wide and throws it back down deep. Picked up behind the net, deflected there, shot from down low. Good play there to throw it back free by Torkelson. Passed up, Couture tries to skate through some pressure, has it knocked off her stick and turned back the other way. A couple of Mounds View players collided. Eleanor gathers it, throws it, hits Couture. Roseville has to wait, and they do, and get it deep. Puck thrown off the backhand, knocked towards the wall. Bounces off of a player, comes free to the point where they wind up and fire, wide of the net. Picked up there. Eleanor. Now, St. Denis grabs it off the wall, comes free, skates around another defender, carrying it with some speed. She goes wide. Went to load up the shot and missed, had it roll off of her stick, but gathers it from behind. Challenged by multiple Roseville players behind the net. Pressing in aggressively on the forecheck, thrown towards the line, but a couple of players collided and fell down. The net is empty for Mounds View. Boostrom gathers it, passed up. St. Denis looking to grab it. Passes it up, but it's gathered by Roseville. Thrown towards the net where it's picked up there, up towards the blue line. Fired down deep, and that will go down far enough for an icing, which will bring Kira back into her net with 2 minutes to play. We're going to get a timeout here by Mounds View as they want to talk strategy here with the last 2 minutes to play. Defensive face-off forthcoming. And a 1-goal deficit, 2:02 to play. All right. Timeout is over, 2:02 to play. Boostrom on the face-off. Roseville. Face-off won by Mounds View, but challenged at the line and thrown back towards the net. Saved by Kira. Bounced around, going towards the corner, thrown on net. Picked up there. Dreon loses possession, battles along the wall, passed up and out. Boostrom looking to pick her pocket, but unable to. It's thrown back deep. And now passed and possession lost. Thrown back deep by Roseville. Picked up there by Dreon. She goes off the end wall, ringed around by Eleanor. It's coming out to center where it's picked up. And Dreon lost it. And now Eleanor gathers it. Had the puck knocked off of her stick. Roseville challenges for possession. Fires one. Blocker saved by Kira. Thrown towards the net. 54 seconds to play. Hendrickson. Offsides is the call. And so now we'll get a neutral zone face-off. With an extra skater for Mounds View and an empty net. Face-off, Boostrom. Krebsbach threw it down low. And now we got an icing called. which will bring the puck back down to the Mounds View zone and right back into the net. 45.5 to play. Face-off, won by Roseville. Possession gained, though, by Mounds View. Boostrom carries it out. Wright is off to the bench. Puck goes in and comes back out. Picked up there. Krebsbach flings it. Thrown towards the empty net. Gathered by Torkelson. She passes it up. Couture had it come off her backhand. Throws it back deep. Comes in. 15 seconds remaining. Pass back up to the center zone. Down low here. And that will expire the time. Roseville comes away with a 2-1 victory. In the first round of the District 2 playoffs. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time. Good luck the rest of the way.